Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Celine Novenario, and I'm the Communications Officer at the Carnegie Climate Governance Initiative, which is also known as C2G. On behalf of my colleagues at C2G, welcome to this webinar on the governance of bioenergy with carbon capture and storage, also known as BECCS. For those who are new to our work, C2G is a foundation-funded initiative of the Carnegie Council for Ethics and International Affairs. Our mission is to catalyze governance for carbon dioxide removal and solar radiation modification approaches. C2G is impartial on the use or non-use of these climate-altering approaches. We believe these decisions are for society to make. To enable an informed society-wide conversation on climate-altering approaches, part of our strategy is to encourage learning through webinars and conversations like the ones that we're having today. These events are part of a learning program called C2GLearn, which we've put together with the help of more than 50 international experts from various scientific, cultural, and technical backgrounds. You can find more information about this on our website, c2g2.net. For today's webinar on bioenergy with carbon capture and storage, our experts will tell us about the potential benefits, risks, costs, and uncertainties of BECCS, examine its governance challenges, and situate BECCS in the larger conversation on carbon dioxide removal. Before I introduce our experts, I'd like to invite Daniel, Asbjørn, and Youba to please turn on your cameras so that our audience can see you as I'm introducing you. So again, it's my pleasure to introduce our brilliant group of experts who are sharing their knowledge with us on this topic today. Our first speaker is Daniel Sanchez, who is the Assistant Specialist at the Department of Environmental Science, Policy and Management at University of California, Berkeley. He runs the Carbon Removal Lab, which aims to commercialize sustainable negative emissions technologies and supports outreach to policymakers and technologists across the United States. Next, we have Asbjørn Torvanger, a senior researcher at CICERO, the Center of International Climate Research. Asbjørn is an economist studying climate economics and policy, focusing on energy and climate. His current projects include climate finance, governance of BECCS, and designing climate policy after the Paris Agreement. And last but not the least, we have Youba Sokona, one of the vice chairs of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and special advisor for sustainable development at the South Center. Previously, he was co-chair of the IPCC Working Group 3 on the mitigation of climate change for the 5th assessment report, after serving as a lead author since 1990. He has over 35 years of experience addressing energy, environment, and sustainable development in Africa. So for today's webinar, we will show their 3 pre-recorded presentations and then move on to the live Q&A. We encourage you, our participants, to please enter your questions in the Q&A box so we can have a lively and interactive session later. If you see questions entered by other participants that you like, please click on the thumbs up button to upvote it. And please, we remind you not to use the chat function for your questions. Make use of the Q&A box. And for those who may find it easier to follow the presentations in Chinese, French, or Spanish, please note that these pre-recorded presentations are also available on our website and on our YouTube channel with simultaneous interpretation. So without further ado, let's get started.